My name remains If West, so wishing you life and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'm going to be talking about the difference between a spiritual warrior and a spiritual revolutionary, and the progression or the stages that is involved in this transformation, and how to find your place in the struggle of liberation and freedom, empowerment, economic, financial empowerment, and overall liberation of our African people and consciousness. This is a very important topic that I want us to talk about today. A lot of people don't know the difference between being a spiritual warrior and a spiritual revolutionary. And I want to clarify that today. When we say somebody is a spiritual warrior is somebody that focuses on the journey of self-discovery, trying to master certain spiritual principles in order to bring more value, clarity, understanding, understanding to their own life. In general, when you try to find a purpose in life to discover yourself, we said you be on the path of spiritual development or advancement, or the path of becoming. Many of us today, many humans, they live their whole life without thinking or coming into this path. A lot of people mistake religion for spirituality. They think that spirituality is going to church, reading your Bible, paying tithes, listening or believing everything they tell you. They think that this is spirituality, that Islam, following Prophet Muhammad, going to mosque, praying. They just live their life. They don't know that that is religion. Religion is crowd control. Religion is designed by men to control other men. Spirituality is a direct connection with divinity. So spirituality is unique. It's a hands-on, one-on-one experience, organic experience. What this means is that my spiritual path and yours can never be the same. My path is different from yours. My experiences, my understanding of how I see life will never be like yours unless we are focusing on the same thing. And even if we are in the same spiritual path, we still have differences. So it's something that grows. It is unique, just like we have different fingerprints. For every human have different fingerprints. So my own spiritual experience can never be as yours. Even if we are studying the same principles, we will always have certain differences, and maybe a little bit similar things will be there as well. So a kind of a spiritual warrior focuses on yourself. It's like his self thing. I want to improve myself. I want to know more about life. I want to know more about the spirit world. I want to use this knowledge to help myself and to be a better person. Maybe to enrich myself, to bring more money to my life, to bring peace to my life, to bring protection, to become more healthy. That is a basic spiritual warrior. But if you want to go further, we'll call you a spiritual revolutionary. The difference is that a spiritual revolutionary does all the things a spiritual warrior does, but they are not focusing on their self alone. Their aim is a collective shift. They want to effect massive change, transformational change in their environment, community, in their environment. They want to be able to change the societal structures. They want to do this through not only thoughts, but through action. They want a kind of cultural change, rather it's a revolution, reorganization of things, to change the status quo, to make a difference, to make an impact. This is the work of a spiritual revolutionary. So this work is much more broader than being just a spiritual warrior focusing on self-development and wellness. To be a spiritual revolutionary is not an easy task. It's an arduous task, perilous task, difficult task. It is not for everybody, quite naturally. I will not encourage everybody to become a revolutionary. Not everybody can be a revolutionary, but almost anybody can be a spiritual warrior. Okay, being a spiritual revolutionary involves you coming out to sacrifice your life for the greater good, to sacrifice your life to achieve your mission, your purpose, to make a difference. It is much like I don't want to call it a suicide mission, but it's a mission that involves you putting your life on the line to make sure that your dreams and aspirations come to light. And it is risky. This is not for everybody. But as a spiritual practitioner, we have different talents that we come to do in this life. That we can use our talents to transform reality, to make an impact. So it's not necessarily always dangerous. We will say it's dangerous when you are going head to head with the powers that be, speaking truth to power, actually interrupting the evil things that they are doing and trying to change it. This way, you're putting yourself in direct line with these evil forces. So, when they say principalities and powers, wicked people in high places. And of course, they will come for you. You will have to be prepared. But if you are using your talents to change society in a kind of soft mind way by not coming directly in front of them, but you are still doing it. Maybe you're using your music to inspire people, to awaken people. It is still a form of revolution. You can do that as well. Very, very good. A lot of people do that. Some people use comedy, satire, theater to awaken people. It's a very good form. We have a lot of good stand-up comedians you can find in the world that use this satire to awaken people. When they come, they talk jokes that are real life situations. They make you laugh. And of course, you think it's just for enjoyment, but when you reason what they are saying, these people are actually planting a seed here and there, trying to change the narrative. They are still doing the work. We can also call them a spiritual revolutionary. Okay, doing a spiritual revolutionary thing is something that you do to say, okay, now I want to walk. I have discovered myself, my place in the world. I have made peace with who I am. I want to use the rest of my life to impact or effect positive change on the environment. And I'm going to use my talent to do this. This is what I will do. And you spend the rest of your life doing this thing. And that is when you start seeing the power of your spiritual practice. Because you are now working for the ancestors. You are the physical embodiments of the ancestors. You are the spear, you are the sword, you are the front line, the first responders, the people that we stand against the evil in the land, and we do something about it. When there are evil things happening, you hear these cases, you must come out to say, no, this is not so, something must be done. You become a living force of nature in bringing about that balance and that justice that is really, really needed in this day and age. If you practice your spirituality well, you start your spiritual knowledge, you understand everything, you have been following up, you become a spiritual warrior. A time will come where you will graduate from being a spiritual warrior to a spiritual revolutionary. This will happen progressively, it will happen naturally. A time will come whereby you'll be tired of fighting small battles. You'll be tired of doing the little things. You'll be tired of, oh, I've been in this position for so long. Everything is okay now. I have settled myself. My life is now balanced. Things that are happening to normal people cannot happen to me. I don't have problem with basic necessities. I don't have issues with shelter, with food. I am content. I have enough now. Okay, now what next to do? When you have solved all those basic problems, you will now move to a higher goal in life. And now you now expand your spiritual direction to say, okay, I want to start helping people. I want to effect positive change in the world. Then you will start coming out to attack those places or address those issues that are causing problems in the community. It can be issues of insecurity, can be issues of religious indoctrination, can be issues of criminality in our governments, can be issues of the ills in our societies. You must do something as a human being, because they say the way you make your bed is the way you lie on it. If you see all these evil things happening and you do nothing about it, nothing will happen, nothing will change. Change will only come when we take action, when we do something. If we don't take action, things will remain the same, and we will just be there, keep complaining, and praying, meditating, and actually doing nothing physical to change the situation. It will not happen. We must act, and that act means that we must stand against the negative forces in the society. We must speak against them first of all. We must condemn them, and we must act. This action is what makes you the spiritual revolutionary, because you are now putting things in action to change the situation or the narrative or the future. This is the purpose of all this spiritual practice and talk and everything we have been doing. You are doing it, you are learning it, venerating all the ancestors, all to make your society a better place, to create paradise on earth. This is a highlight, the high points, the holy grail of whatever we are doing here in African spirituality. Well, they say, what are you studying in African spirituality? Why do you practice African spirituality? We practice it to know the secret of life, of nature, in order to make things better. So, action, after learning all what you have been learning all your spells, everything, reading all the books, all the Israel, it is time for you to take action. The problem we are having now is that a lot of people are afraid to take action. They want to remain the same point where they are. It is not like that. It is progressive. If you are really here with us, you will get to a point whereby you must start taking action. Little action, small action. You need to find your place in the scheme of things. The last video I was talking about using your talent or to promote, to design stuff or jewelries, artifacts, African products and stuff. But real evil is there. We must also take action against it. And how do we do this? We do this in any capacity we find ourselves. It's not everybody that needs to take a sword and go out to fight the enemy. If you are in any kind of establishments, you are maybe a member of the police, you do your work diligently, you are taking action. If you are working in a local government, you are in sanitation departments, make sure you do your work well. Your work is to clean the environment. Clean your environment very well. You are taking action. If you're working in any place you find yourself, in any capacity, that you know that we bring value to people's life, we bring happiness to people, we bring hope to people, make sure you do the work with your hearts and your minds. Do that work very, very well. Make sure that people see the spirit of the work inside you. Let the work become you. It doesn't mean that you must leave your job to be going to, if you can add other responsibilities to your job to make the life better, it is fine. But if you have only one responsibility, only one job, you have only one job, just one job, even if it's to move a file or a piece of paper every day, make sure you move that piece of paper with all your heart and mind. Very simple thing to do. Do your work diligently. If you are a police officer, you are a soldier, you are anything you are, make sure you do it very, very well. Put your professionalism into the work. Although money will come, but still do the work with your heart. I know that in countries like Nigeria, salaries are not enough. to feed the family. Government doesn't even pay you that little salary. So people have to beg, but still do your work with your heart and your mind. This is making you, putting dignity to it, and you being that spiritual revolutionary. Okay? If you cannot find any way to do the work, support people that you know, that you see in society that are actually doing good work, doing positive work, especially those people that put themselves in danger to do this work every day. Support those people. Stand by them. Give them the moral support. If you can give them financial support, give them the financial support. All this is doing the work. We need each other to that collective collaboration to be effective. They say a tree doesn't make a forest. So it is not something you can do by yourself. When I do my part, you do your part. Everybody does their part. It makes everything go well. There's that synergy, that organization that will bring that efficiency, that unity, that sense of purpose. This is how we do this work. So we must, anything we find ourselves to do, we must find a way to do it very well. Okay, it's part of your duties of making this world a better place, making this earth a better place for the future generations and for us as well. So a spiritual revolutionary is the highest point of your spiritual progression. When you become a spiritual revolutionary, you don't think about material things anymore. You don't care about money. You don't care about these healthy pleasures. You don't care about all these things that people run after. Materialism is nothing for you anymore. You are now living your life for a higher purpose. You have a higher sense of direction. You are not even afraid to die because you know that death is just a transition to a point of higher glory. So when you see these people coming out you see that these people coming out to take risks, they are not afraid to die. When somebody is not afraid to die, you find out that most people are usually scared of such person. When you get to a point of your spiritual progression, you will not be afraid of death anymore. When you are no longer afraid of death, you will know that you have arrived in your station, that this is where you are supposed to be in life. Religion makes us to fear death a lot, especially Christianity. We tell you anything to avoid death, you must do it, you must not die. And at the same time, they want to go to heaven. But Christians are the people that are mostly afraid to die. Any little thing, they have started kabashing Jesus Christ, praying. Oh God, help me, save me, this and that. What is your purpose here in life? And you have heaven, and your heaven is made of gold and diamonds. Why don't you just die and go there? They don't want to die. You see all the pastors in Nigeria, once they have a little headache, they have take flight to Dubai, to India to go and treat themselves. Same thing with politicians. They don't want to die. They treat themselves abroad. They don't care. They can spend any amount of money to stay alive. And they are very religious people. Can you imagine? So religiosity is just a scam. If you see people that are real spiritual warriors, they are not afraid of death. Look at many of our Nigerian pastors today. Their security details is like that of a president or a governor. Look at all these daddy GO. Anytime they are moving, they carry a convoy of cars with mobile police, DSS, Boy Scouts, soldiers. Everybody will be around the so-called man of God. He's protecting himself from assassins. He's protecting himself from everything. And yet he will sell a waistband or a sticker to his members that tell you if you put this sticker on your door, armed robbers will not come to your house. If you take this bottle of water, you drink it, you will be healed. If you do this, buy this handkerchief, you will be protected. But still yet, their members still die, and he used mobile police to guide himself. Every security details. If he believes all those things is actually working, why is he carrying policemen to guide him everywhere? But our people are so stupid to see all these things. Very, very stupid people we have in Africa. They have been made to be stupid, to be stupefied or zombified. That man is not a spiritual warrior. That man, a pastor, is just a scam artist. A scam artist, because he doesn't practice what he preaches. He doesn't believe what he says. Look at the Pope. Anytime the Pope is coming out, he's in a bulletproof and Pope mobile. That Pope mobile is even RPG proof. The Pope doesn't want to go to heaven. Always protecting himself, hiding inside his mansion in the Vatican, feeding fat, of course. But heaven is real for them. So we know this scam. So we tell you that if you die, you will go to the, how did they call that place? Paradise with 72 virgins in the right hand of Muhammad. But then themselves are not wanting to go there. They are enjoying themselves in Saudi Arabia with multiple wives. But yet they will still go to paradise to meet Muhammad. Any religion that tells you you have to die to go to a better place is a scam. All these people, they are not spiritual warriors. They are not revolutionaries. A revolutionary, spiritual revolutionary, is somebody that wants a better life for everybody, somebody that believes in practicality, somebody that don't believe in a sky daddy. Is somebody that sees the problem in society, feels the problem in society, and aims to change the problem. You live among the problem. You don't run away from the problem. You don't isolate yourself in a presidential palace and are you talking down on the people that are suffering. You don't isolate yourself in a cathedral, in a seminary, in a Buddhist temple, meditating from morning till night, saying the rosary from morning till night. At the end of the day, we say people that are living inside the ghetto are all sinners. That poor people are sinners. A true spiritual warrior or revolutionary do not do all these things. You do not waste time meditating in your altar from morning till night. You go out and see the problem and confront the problem and overcome the problem. When I was in Thailand, I saw a lot of things. Let me just start from there. You will see some of these our Buddhist monks, Asian Buddhist monk. What they do is they stay inside their temple from morning till night, meditating to lotus flower, meditating to Buddha, to Shiva, to anybody they are meditating to. From morning till night, they don't stay outside the temple. They don't have experience with living in the real world. They don't see the problems people see in the real world, going out, hustling for money, working, interacting, fighting against these bad people, armed robbers, evil policemen, corruption. They don't experience any of this. Even marriage life, they have no experience of getting married because they have never been married. They don't know how to live with a partner, what it means to raise children, what it means to be a father or a mother. They don't have none of this experience that ordinary people have in the real world. And yet you see this person living in his temple, giving advice to people that live in the real world, that encounter all these challenges. Some of them are even marriage counselors. Somebody that has never been married in his life is a marriage counselor. Counseling couples on how to on best behavior. You don't marry before. Have you born a child before? Taking jobs they are not qualified for. What am I saying? That person is not a spiritual warrior. If you are a true spirit, at the end of the day, you know the funny thing that always makes me laugh. At the end of the day, that we're calling these people sinners. When they see people making mistakes in society, people drinking, or maybe there's cases of infidelity, or one or two things is happening, they are having societal struggles, challenges, financial challenges, health challenges. They will say you are suffering because of your sins. It's because you are sinful, God is punishing you. They say this a lot in Nigeria, especially the Christians say this. If you are not a Christian, it's the devil punishing you. If you are still a Christian, it's the devil attacking you. Everything they blame the devil. People that do not take responsibilities for their action. Spiritual laziness. So the funny thing is that these people have no experience. And on the worship days, the regular people will still go to the temple for spiritual guidance and fellowship or felicitating, just like the way you go to your church. And these people that have no experience will be the one talking, teaching these people that have experience of struggling in life. At the end of the day, these people that are struggling in life will still bring out money and give to these spiritual people that have no experience living the real life. So all the evil money, the sinful money, they bring it to the church, they bring it to the temple for those so-called pure ones to use to be feeding, to be growing their religion. This is the thing that does not make sense. You say somebody is sinful, right? But you're taking money from the person to help yourself, meaning you are also a partaker of the corruption of that person. So all of you are sinful together. This is the way I say it. If a woman that is a prostitute and you say your religion frowns against prostitution comes to the church, you let her in, and the woman pays you tithe or offering from that prostitute money that she gets. You taking that money in the name of your God, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, you taking that money, sanctifying that money, and putting that money into your pocket or your bank account makes you a pimp over that woman. If a Yahoo boy comes to your church and takes 10% of the Yahoo money to give as offering to you, as a man of dog as you are, and you happily rush that money and say it is blessing from the Most High, this money you take and put in your church makes your church a facilitator of the corruption and a benefactor of the criminality of that Yahoo boy. So you pastor are a Yahoo pastor. In the spirit world, all of you are in the same category. If you know that somebody is doing something illegal and the person is your church member or your temple member, by the law of natural justice, you are supposed to expose that person to justice by telling the authorities that you suspect this person of one or two bad things. But una no go talk am. Una go take the money, una go dey shop from the person. In fact, una go dey pray for the person to steal more money to come give una. So what happens is that you and that person are the same crime una dey commit. Now we see a lot of churches in Nigeria today. I don't want to mention their names, but all of them are complacent in this thing. When politicians steal money, they go to give testimony in church. They drop money in church. Evil people, the Yahoo people, the hookup people, the criminals, the gangsters, everybody goes to church to give money to the man of dog. And the man of dog takes his money. Is this man a spiritual warrior? This man is simply enriching his own pockets, benefiting from the corrupt system, facilitating the corruption, giving spiritual guidance to the corruption in the society. This person is like that whore of Babylon that they wrote in the Bible, the Babylon whore, that fornicates with all the kings and rulers of the earth. Anybody will get money na their friend today. Most churches, they are like prostitutes places, a shower hotel. Anybody will bring money come na their friend. They don't care if the person is a ritualist. They don't care if the person is a thief. They don't care if the person is a 419. As far as you bring in money to church, you are a good person. This is the way churches see crimes. So these places are not places you will get spiritual freedom from. You will not get any spiritual empowerment. And the pastors, they are not spiritual warriors. They are not spiritual revolutionaries. They are actually charlatans or demons or vampires or parasites. These are the ones that feed on the pain, sorrow, suffering, misery of the society. So your Daddy Gio is not a spiritual warrior and he's not a spiritual revolutionary. Your Daddy Gio is fully part of the system. It's in bed with the system. In fact, the system and your Daddy Gio is the same. That's why Majek Fashe sang the song, Religion is Politics. That politics and religion goes together. The politicians need the pastors to pacify the population, to deceive the population, to brainwash the population, not to ask them for accountability, and to tell them not to bear the pains and the crimes they are committing against them, and promise them heaven, which is better than all the things they are seeing here. So you cannot get any real spiritual saving, any kind of real help from the church. The church is not helping you. So if you say you go church every day or every Sunday makes you a spiritual warrior, no, it makes you a mugu. It makes you a mumu dede. It makes you somebody that is a victim of the system, a victim of intense indoctrination, a victim of circumstances, a victim of society, and it makes you an enemy of yourself, an enemy of your culture, of your originality, an enemy of your soul, an enemy of your essence. Tell me why most churches cannot synchronize you or practicing your African spirituality and being a Christian at the same time. They must have to demonize your African spirituality because they need to make you powerless. When you are powerless, they can have full control of you and they can mold you and manipulate you anyhow they like. But if they know that you have something that is powerful, something you can fall back on, something you can depend on, something you can stand by, they will not have that full that full power over you. So what these churches do is to first of all cut you off from your source and make you spiritually powerless. That way they call you a sheep. When they say somebody is a sheep, it means that they are totally defenseless. What happens to sheep? They are usually eaten by their masters. So when Christ is calling the population sheep, he's actually calling them fools. They are my fools. He's actually saying, these people, they are my food. Now them go feed me. They are the ones feeding me. Anything I tell them, they do it. They go out, they bring their widow's mites, and they bring it to the church, and the house of the God is full with food and everything for them. And they tell you to go and bring more money, you will go to heaven, and then you keep bringing and bringing. It doesn't end. You turn to allergy, bring it. The scam does not end. They tell you, don't worry, Jesus Christ will come. For the last 2,000 years, Jesus Christ has been coming and coming and coming and coming. When I tell some people Jesus Christ was a sex part, they will say I am lying. Jesus Christ is always coming. He need to come finish. He dey come since my parents, they have died. People before them have died. Now we are getting old. Jesus Christ is still coming. The same scam is still running. When people wake up that nobody is coming to save them, and Jesus Christ will never come because he's fake. So all these people masquerading themselves as spiritual warriors doing the work of God, these so-called pastors and churches, they are all criminal enterprises, international crime syndicates designed by the Roman Empire to oversee and extract the resources of their former colonies. If you are looking for the biggest crime network in the world, the biggest, how would I call it, pedophile network in the world, look no further than Rome, the Roman Catholic Church. They are in every country. They have the highest case of pedophilia in the whole world. They have the highest case of infiltrating other people's governments. The Roman Empire is still fully in effect today. They have only changed their stripes, but they have the same agenda of indoctrination, of putting people in perpetual poverty, of making sure that they expand their empire, of extracting our natural resources, human resources, and spiritual energy to enrich themselves. So these people, they promise you paradise, they promise you everything good, but what they're actually taking from you, what are they giving you is nothing. You find out that you are working for them, you go to their church, you pay their tithe, you are just working for them. Or they are giving you nothing in return, nothing. They are using their spirituality to destroy your culture, destroy your language, destroy your tradition, destroy everything that you hold dear, just like in things fall apart. If you continue to follow them, you will be completely subsumed in the not too distant future, whereby nothing is left of you being an African. You're going to be a perpetual slave. And when you die, your soul is going to be in spiritual bondage, because you have dedicated your life in venerating the evil ancestors of the colonizers, the missionaries. Instead of calling your own natural ancestors, in remembering them, you are remembering St. John, St. Paul, St. Francis of Assisi, All these people like which one they call the Mongo Park and the rest, Mary Selenso, Ejae Crada. All these are tools that the colonizers used to enslave our people. These are people that actually work for them to tie down the consciousness of African people. These are their emissaries or their agents that they physically use to destroy our continents. These are the people they are now teaching to our children as heroes to remember in our educational system. All these people, they are all liars, they are all fraudulent people, they are evil spirits. People like Mongo Park that they say discovered River Niger that was already there before he was born. How can you discover something that is already in existence? People like Ejae Crada, all these evil people, you are not calling their name in your prayers. What do you think will happen to your soul when you die? You are going to their spiritual prison. So the religion is designed to destroy African people, to destroy everything we hold dear. They are not spiritual warriors. They are people that are placed there, fake spirituality that was put in place to uphold the status quo of colonization and neo-colonization. They are tools for farming the brain, mind, bodies, and energies of our people, implanting inferiority complex in our people. Now, the average African person wants to go to Europe to go and sweep streets because he believes Europe is better than Africa. Most of our children are suffering from self-hate because of the religious indoctrination, inferiority complex. This is very, very bad. As a spiritual warrior, you must stand up against all these things. You must fight against them. You must use your life to become a purpose for fighting against the ills and the evils in our society. You must find your place in any small capacity that you are in to stop this menace. And we can do this by re-education, realigning our values, empowering our people with the right tools. We can do this. When you come into the spiritual paths, you will discover many things that the Western world and mainstream religion has been hiding from you. When you discover all these things, you say, if these people are really powerful people, why are they hiding our history? Why are they hiding the truth about our spirituality? They are hiding all these things because they want you to be a fool. They don't want you to be empowered so that they can control you. If they are good people, they will not hide it from you. But bad people, that is why they dwell in ignorance. They're spreading ignorance instead of enlightenment. So when you see yourself as a child of light, you must shine your lights. You cannot practice African spirituality and still be hiding in ignorance or still supporting the system that is designed to destroy your people and you. You must find a way to stand up against that system. You must fight against the system. You must make yourself useful in one capacity or another. You must do something. So what is left is for us to do the needful. You must find your place in this practice. You must use your talents, use your time, use your energy to be doing something to change this situation. This involves, but not limited to, exposing the evils in society and calling a spade, calling them out. We have to do this work because this is the age of enlightenment. And we are fighting for the future of our country, of our continent, and we have a lot of things to do. So it's our natural right to do all these things. So we have to become spiritual revolutionaries. If you are tired of the things in the country, the evil things, you are tired of the oppressive government, you are tired of these evils of these religious and bodies masquerading as bodies of light, if you are tired of the insecurity, you are tired of inflation, of all the bad things, of unemployment, the only thing you can do is to become a spiritual. So this is what we need to do. We must find our this is what we need to do. We must find our place in the scheme of things. We must make a change. We must make a positive impact. We must become spiritual revolutionaries. We must become that change that we need to see in society. So you must find something to be doing. You must be focused in your spiritual practice. You must have goals that you aim to achieve. You must make sure that any position you have or you find your place yourself, you must use it to promote positive values, traditional African values. You must stand against these poisonous values of gayism, how do they call it? Gender terrorism, attack on our traditional values, attack on our spirituality, attack on our people, racism. We must stand against white supremacy. We must stand against all these evil people. You must be doing something, because if you don't do something, nothing will be done. We must take the initiative, and we must be ready to sacrifice our life if need be to bring those desired change to physical manifestation. So this is what it takes to be a spiritual revolutionary. Our main problem is spiritual warfare. How do they take us to spiritual warfare? It is the religion that they have used to destroy our people. So that is the main place we must focus on. The religion and the poisonous education system that we have. This is where they target it. It's not about carrying gun. Your gun will not go anywhere. According to the other guy, Napoleon, during his air days, he said that one priest is equivalent to 1,000 soldiers, because he knows the power of indoctrination. So that is where they are attacking us. They are attacking us in the spiritual plane, in our minds, in our spirituality, in our core values. That is where the battle is. The battle here is not the physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. So we must meet them where they are, and we must greet them. So we must be prepared to challenge that status quo. Make sure that we focus on the right things, teach the truth to our people, stand with truth, expose the truth anywhere we can expose it. Let people see it and let people judge. And do not support any evil things that they are doing against us. This is how we can become spiritual revolutionaries. It's the easiest and natural thing to do, and this is what you will naturally gravitate to. As you practice your African spirituality, you will graduate from being a spiritual warrior to a spiritual revolutionary. This is where the party begins. So for those people that are already on the path, I thank you very much for taking this initiative. You should prepare your mind, because time is coming. There's work to do. So we must not backslide. Okay, we don't have anything else to do but to stand and face it, and we will overcome. According to Bob Marley, we are confident in the victory of good over evil. So that is how it is going to be. So I thank you very much for watching today. I think I'll go out from today. The internet is spinning. I don't understand what is going on. So if you have not gotten my books, you need to get one or two of them, or better get all of them. This one on plasma physics is the hottest thing in African spirituality right now. This book will take you into the fourth state of matter, which is the spirit world. You know, matter having four states. They will tell you matter is made up of solid, liquid, and gas. The fourth state is plasma. I wrote this book so that you can understand this plasma ring from a pure 100% Afrocentric perspective. In this book, I talked about the sun, how the sun generates its energy. The sun is the most giant ball of plasma in our universe. This sun you see every day. And this sun is responsible for giving life to us on earth. Without the sun, there will be no us. The sun is our father. It's our supreme God. So we need to understand how the sun works, how the sun generates its own energy. And men have been studying that since the ancient time. Since the time before time, men have studied this. Since before the time of Kemet, during Kemet, before the time of the ancient people of the Indus Valley, we have studied the sun and we have been able to understand how it generates its energy. And people now use that energy to make what they call thermonuclear fusion, plasma fusion reactors, or nuclear reactors, plasma reactors. What those people study were how the sun generates their energy. The sun has capacity for unlimited energy, and this energy is drawn from the spirit world, which is the plasma ring. And we are also connected to this spirit world by virtue of the fact that they have plasma in our blood. So there is blood plasma. There is also plasma in nature. In this book, I talk about our connection with this divine, unlimited organic energy, and how ancient Africans have been able to access the plasma ring in the area of African spirituality, which includes but not limited to animal sacrifices, veneration of deities that are living in the plasma ring, and how they were able to access this power to mimic the workings of the sun to create or simulate their own miniature plasma generators we have all over the world today. This knowledge is from Africa because we are the children of the sun, the Kemetic people from Kush. We are the ancient Kushite Kemetic spiritual scientists. The knowledge is still here today. So we need to go back to this knowledge so that we can know how to regenerate unlimited power for our future technologies and to make Africa great again, if nothing else, to make the whole world peaceful again. This knowledge is very, very important. So as a practitioner, you need this book. If you have not had this book yet, your library is not yet completed. This is the latest addition to the world of African spirituality. So you need to get plasma physics. If you have not gotten quantum physics before, quantum physics is here. Before you get to plasma physics, you have to come through quantum physics. Quantum physics talks about the visible and invisible particles of nature, which is the atom. How you transcend the atom into the spirit world. So before you get to plasma ring, you must pass through the quantum ring from the physical world to the spiritual world. So quantum physics talks about how that works. In quantum physics, I talked about quantum entanglements. I talked about time travel, space travel, wormhole, black hole, negative space, dark matter, 666. All these are topics that talks about the atomic structure. These are the fabrics of nature. Okay, this book is hardcore science and spirituality in conjunction. So you need to know where African spirituality meets science. Science and spirituality is the same thing. I have been able to prove this with a lot of scientific evidence and etymological evidence as well. So you need these two to go together. If you have not gotten this one, just order both of them so that you can complete your body of knowledge. If you also want to know how to do spells, over 200 spells are here. Walking in the shadow of the gods, spells for love or wellness, different kind of illnesses from diabetes to arthritis to all kind of illnesses that affects the average human being. You find their solutions here with the botanical names for the herbs. So you get this one. Then if you want to know how to make contact with African deities, we have deities of transformation. We have deities of transformation, reincarnation, rebirth, doing so many things. So you can get one, you can get the four of them, or better still, you can get all of them. All of them. And they will help you in your journey. Okay. Then if you also want to buy your spiritual items like soaps, herbs, native shop carries, meditation beads, perfumes, all kind of stuff. I have it. You want to do your oracle tarot divination? I do that. I charge $50 for that one. And you want to learn African spirituality? I have a 6 months program where I teach it from the history to the science to the metaphysics and the hardcore spirituality. I teach everything on this channel about African spirituality. You can register for my program. You can contact me. And apart from that, I thank you very much. And I'll be seeing you guys in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace. One love.